Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely unpack the anatomy of a failure. Specifically, we'll be exploring how one of our absolutely most precious resources, time, is constantly misunderstood, and how that leads to some massive missed opportunities. So if you've ever felt like you're maybe not quite living up to your full potential, this story is going to reveal exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can fix it.
So, let's jump right in with a question I'm almost certain we are all guilty of answering yes to. Have you ever looked at a task, felt that little pang of resistance, and just told yourself, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow? It feels totally harmless in the moment, right? Tomorrow is always this magical land where we suddenly have boundless energy and infinite focus. But as we're about to see, this simple phrase is actually a massive psychological trap. To see how this works, meet Adam. He's actually the perfect case study for us today because he wasn't lacking in natural intelligence at all. In fact, he was incredibly talented. But Adam operated under this false assumption. He genuinely believed his natural talent gave him a free pass to just defer his duties. He chose the instant gratification of gaming over the friction of doing real work. All right, part one, the illusion of tomorrow. We're living in this dangerous mindset of having plenty of time. Now, I'll do it tomorrow. It's wild. But these 5 little words effectively became Adam's entire operating system. It wasn't just a thing he'd say once in a while, it was his absolute default response to anything remotely challenging. It acted like a shield, totally blinding him to the reality of his slipping deadlines. By pushing everything to tomorrow, he never had to face the friction of hard work today. But the huge flaw there, tomorrow always becomes today. Because of that mindset, his daily status quo looked pretty grim. He was constantly delaying his homework, actively ignoring his core responsibilities, and spending hours upon hours just playing games. And listen, when your foundational habits are built on avoidance, you aren't just standing still, you are actively setting the stage for a total disaster when the pressure finally hits. And inevitably, the real world comes knocking, right? This brings us to the inciting incident of our story. Adam's teacher announces an important competition, and suddenly the stakes are raised exponentially because the winner actually gets a scholarship. This isn't just another homework assignment. This is a tangible, high-value reward. It's exactly the type of real-world moment that tests your complacency to see if your potential can actually convert into performance. And this creates a fatal disconnect right out of the gate. Adam genuinely had the inherent talent to win this thing. But because his default operating system kicked in, he had absolutely zero preparation. He let the comfort of his own talent trick him into thinking he didn't need the discipline of studying. He literally just told himself, I still have plenty of time. Which brings us to section 2, anatomy of a failure, and exactly why Adam lost this competition. Just think about how those days actually played out. The competition gets announced, and Adam assumes he has this massive surplus of time. As the days pass by quickly, he makes zero incremental progress, absolutely none. And then the inevitable collision with reality hits. The night before the competition, he finally opens his books in a state of sheer panic. The rapid passing of the days contrasts so sharply with his incredibly sluggish attitude. He basically let the clock run out while he was just standing still. And that brings us to the breaking point. The frantic anxiety of the night before. I mean, most of us have probably tasted that at some point, right? Adam sits down, opens his materials, and the illusion completely shatters. He realizes there is far too much to learn. So what does he do? He attempts the impossible. He tries to cram weeks of preparation into a single night, staying awake to study. But mathematically, combining an impossible workload with 0 hours of rest absolutely guarantees failure. It was just too late. So what's the inevitable result? The next morning, totally exhausted and radically underprepared, Adam failed the competition. It did not matter how smart he naturally was. It didn't matter how much potential he held inside. The cold, unyielding reality of the situation is that talent simply cannot outrun the clock. When the time is gone, the opportunity goes right along with it. Moving into part 3, the river of time and some crucial wisdom from Adam's father. Post-failure, Adam's dad hits him with this harsh, but honestly, super necessary truth. You didn't lose because you lacked talent. You lost because you wasted the time you had. This hits the nail on the head. The root cause of Adam failing his competition was never an intellectual deficit. It was entirely behavioral. His dad is stripping away Adam's ability to blame the test or his own genetics. He's forcing him to take extreme ownership of his daily habits. The failure was the direct mathematical results of wasted time. And then, his dad anchors this with such a brilliant metaphor. Time is like a river. Once it passes, you cannot bring it back. You can't just reach into yesterday and pull those hours into today. Time is a one-way street of consequence. Unlike a video game where you can just hit the restart button if you mess up, the river of time flows constantly in one direction. Every single hour ignored is an hour permanently deleted from your life.
All right, our final chapter. From failure to success, the turnaround. To make sure he never repeated this disaster, Adam completely rewired his habits. He built a new, highly structured operating system based on 3 steps. 1. Planning his days. No more assuming he has time, he actually schedules it. 2. Finishing important work first. He tackles the hard things before indulging in instant gratification. And 3. Using his free time wisely but only after his responsibilities are actually met. These 3 steps entirely cured his procrastination. And because he stuck to it, we get a really satisfying payoff. Months later, another opportunity popped up. But this time, the variables were totally different. Adam wasn't just talented anymore. He was disciplined. He was ready. And because his preparation finally matched his potential, he succeeded. His new time management habits actually yielded a real, tangible victory. So what does this all mean? It distills perfectly into a comparison of 2 vital resources. Look, if you lose $100, sure, it stinks, but you can go out, work hard, and earn that money back. It's renewable. But lost time, it can never, under any circumstances, be recovered. A wasted Tuesday is just gone forever. And this proves exactly why your time has to be guarded fiercely, even more so than your wealth. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct question for your own life. We've seen exactly why talent completely fails without time management, and we know that while money can be earned again, lost time is gone for good. So, think about the tasks sitting on your desk right now. Think about the goals you just keep pushing to tomorrow. How will you use your next moment? The clock is literally ticking. Let's use it wisely.